Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be watching a video called What's the Hardest Part of Life in Germany? So I don't know, very interested to check out this video because I think that Germany is probably one of the, if I'm not mistaken, I think, at least I have that in my mind, that Germany is like one of the places and one of the countries with like one of the highest standards of living. And I have it in my mind that people in Germany tend to be like very happy because the country is like it's like perfect, or a lot of things work like very well. So usually people are very happy about their life there. I don't know, at least maybe it's the total opposite, but at least that's what I think. So it's surprising to me, like what can be hard about life in Germany? Maybe the weather, because it gets, it's like rainy. It's not, well, it rains, but they also have summer. So I don't know, like maybe it's about like, I don't know, the economy. The economy can be like bad. I don't know, but I think that people, like, it's usually like the economy in Germany, I think, is very good. So I don't think people are having like a hard time finding a job or I don't know, like earning enough, like a living wage. I don't know. I'm super curious to find out actually, like, what do people have to say, and actual German people who live there have to say about this. So let's check it out and comment, like, subscribe, and start.
I'm from Spain, from Madrid.
I'm from France.
Brazil.
And Mexico.
California.
From China, mainland China.
Northern Ireland.
Taiwan.
Okay, so they just live in Germany.
In Germany than where you're from, do you think?
Okay, it's an interesting mix, I think, between like foreigners that live there and Germans.
This is the biggest question you will get asked. What is the hardest part about living in Germany? What was the hardest part about living in Germany for you?
The hardest part for me personally is the language part, because I originally I live in this place which is called Bad Godesberg, and then it's a population where it's the people there, they don't really speak English, but just besides of that, it's
where are you from?
I'm from Taiwan.
Wow, that's so cool, man.
Yeah. I don't want to do that.
Do you think life in Germany is better?
Yeah.
Yeah? How come?
Okay. Where is he from?
It's nicer.
Yeah?
People are friendlier.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
More handsome, Well, as you can see.
With your ginger.
Exactly, yeah. The only ginger person I've seen in 2 days. Where are you hiding your gingers, Germany? That's what I want to know.
Christine is probably watching this one. She's ginger.
Christine, hello.
Yeah. Making new friends, because now we are already grown-up people, and so kind of the friends circles are already set up.
But is it like the language or the culture?
It's not easy to know more German people apart from the people from work that you don't always want to hang out with.
Makes sense.
And apart from that, I say the light. For me, it's tough to at 4:30 in November or in winter to be completely dark.
Where's he from?
And just to finish work. And then just dark. So during COVID time was tougher. Now it's getting better, especially thanks to the Glühwein.
Yes,
that it always helps. Probably
Yeah. And what about you? What's the hardest thing about living in Germany?
Food. I miss French food.
The French baguette.
Why?
Yes, because here I'm happy with the beverage and not that much with the food.
Oh my god, just a beer.
Many people ask me, how do I spot a German? Well, two situations. The first one is the shoes. So these are British shoes. So in Germany, they normally wear practical shoes, which look like they have these snow things. But anyone that's not from here normally either wears these ones.
Oh, because he's wearing like Chelsea boots.
Wow.
Show again?
Yeah, he's not wearing snow boots.
What do you think is the hardest part about living in Germany for you?
For me, is because I don't look German.
Right.
I do get this that people don't think that I'm German, and I have to explain most of the time. And people, they tend to be arrogant here.
Right. Yeah.
Not everyone, but
oh my god, that's so sad.
A lot of people. Yeah. So that, I think, is one of the hard.
Oh, it would definitely be when you're checking out at the Reva. You have to, in America, you have someone doing it for you. But in Germany, you got to race through that thing. They scan that. It's like an Olympic sport, I swear. And if you don't bag your goods in time,
people are going to kick you out.
The 5 people in line, They'll just
gonna
sit there and look at you. And
judging
the guy
you.
who's doing the girl who's doing the scanning as well, once she's done, that's it. And then she just looks at you while you spend the next 10 minutes trying to put your stuff in. I would say that's the hardest thing about that.
Wow.
That it took
What
in
a tough
Germany.
life.
Yeah.
Is that were you the slow one? I'm guessing.
Absolutely.
You've been told off a
But
few
now,
times.
I mean, I've been here for over 2 years now. So now I got
Okay.
to, got the heavy stuff first.
Yeah.
I'm over there. Like, so I'm
He has to
pretty
take
good
me-
at
The
it.
German way.
Not
the Deutsche
quite.
Weg.
Almost.
Yeah.
90%.
Bad part about living in Germany, outside the weather, is also that people are a little bit more like following the rules. In Mexico, it's a little bit more like.
Relax.
In Mexico, you can make a party until 1, 2 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Unheard of.
And maybe
Yeah.
until 6 a.m. and nobody will call the police on you, even if
Here
you're
it's
really
cool,
loud.
we call the police
and here in
there.
Germany, after 10, like it's the police are already
Lights
at
out.
your doorstep, like telling you to like make it quieter.
I'm guessing you've got in trouble quite a few times.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
He speaks from
Yeah, he has
experience.
been there a couple of times, I think.
Yeah, we actually got sued this year.
Oh shit! What?
Kind of. I don't know if it's just a threat or it was
Yeah.
for real.
Oh shit!
But yeah, we threw like we live in a student residence with around 80 people, 80
Yeah.
students, and then we threw like a summer party.
Oh my god, 80
And,
people.
Just unfortunately on a Sunday, and unfortunately, like one of our neighbors is a lawyer.
Oh.
He kind of, I don't know if he really sued us or just threatened to sue us.
He said he was gonna sue us.
Yeah.
Right. Have you found out yet if he's done it?
I think it didn't happen because it has been like 6 months and we haven't
Yeah,
heard
we have-
anything.
Yeah. So
You haven't been
yes.
served yet.
But you never do another one.
The biggest part is maybe the language. The German is a very difficult language, and I've been learning German for several years.
Where is he from?
But right now I can't even communicate with a Typisch German.
Yeah. I mean, your English
Oh.
is phenomenal. Like, I can understand everything of your English. Do you know?
Oh,
what I mean?
thanks.
Yeah. No. worries.
Because I also learn English,
Yeah,
of course.
it's really good.
It's about the money.
Do you think?
We live in crazy times right now. There's so much war and it comes closer and closer and closer. And then again, also our society really has the problem of rising prices. And everybody
all-
needs to work more
All
for
over
less.
the world.
And living, especially living in flats, is extremely expensive.
Expensive, yeah.
Especially here in Munich. It's super expensive to live here.
Yeah.
I'm studying interior design.
Oh, nice.
I started right now.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a carpenter. I'm a master of carpentry already.
Yeah.
And I started
Oh.
studying here and with BAföG. I don't know if you heard of it.
Yeah.
We really get money to, how do you say? We really get the money from the state if our parents can't afford to give us the privilege of
Yeah,
knowledge.
like a grant.
So Germany comes and
Scholarship?
says, we want you to be super well trained, that you have every possibility you want to have
can
later
work
on.
there.
So
Yeah.
now I get $930, which is the most you can have because I already have my apprenticeship and the master and worked for a few years. And now I get the money to study.
Makes
They give me
sense.
$930 a month that I can
Crazy.
study with.
Wow.
A part of it I have to pay back.
Of course.
But again, only a part of it. And I won't be like in deep debt after I come out of it. So what they do is they really push me
To help
to have a
you.
better life.
Yeah.
You know?
That's interesting.
And that's amazing. That's like,
It
I
is.
think, the most amazing thing about this country, that they really do something for their people.
Honestly, when I first moved to here, I'm a little bit skeptical because due to my Asian heritage background, people really like to go to either the UK or the States, and then I'm
Okay.
the first one to come to here.
Oh wow.
And then I meet a lot of open-minded people, and then I genuinely I made a lot of friends, and then also found my loved ones here. So it's
Oh wow.
really
That's
Oh.
And here's the thing, if you go around Germany, there's two things that Germans love to complain about. It's either the weather or the Deutsche
weather.
Bahn. And I am Deutsche Bahn's biggest fan, actually, because if you ever go on a train in America, I wouldn't recommend it. So
What is it,
in
like
that
the
way,
Amtrak?
I would say 10 out of 10.
And also to work is for me really easier than in France because of the structure and because of all the organization. Like it's really not just a cliche that German guys are really organized. That's really true. And for me, it's like, oh, I feel secure, and I feel good, and that's why I'm here like for 7 years now.
Wow, that's a long time.
And what I love the most about Germany is that we are getting so colorful. Right. Every year we get more colorful. So there's so many people coming from, or came already in the past 60 years, I guess, from all parts of the world in this country to live here. And 6 years ago, when you went into the big cities of Germany, they were just German cities with the Germans living there.
Yeah.
And today, I guess we're not the Germans. As we were.
International, isn't it?
Yeah. We're getting so international, and I love it, really.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
This is like... Sometimes it's hard to say that you're German.
Right.
Well, you want to say that you lived here as your parents did, as your grandparents did, because everybody else living in Germany, for me at least, is also a German.
My name is
Connor. Nice to meet you, Germany.
He's Irish.
Ich komme aus, is it Irenisch? Ireland. Irland. Oh,
Irland.
See that? Ja, Irland. So, Kaiser Kieran. Und freut mich, Sie mit dir treffen. Klasse, man. It's a pleasure meeting you, man.
You too.
Thank you.
Freut mich. Yeah, pleasure to meet you, man. Eine schöne Tag. Massive thank you to everyone that joined in this video.
So cold.
My question to you guys is, what is the hardest part about living in Germany? Let me know in the comment section. And for the Germans, 99% of you are watching this, what do you think is the hardest part about living in Germany for you guys? Dankeschön, and ich wünsche dir eine atemberaubene Tage in the Schnee. Is that Schnee? We're good, we're done. Schnee.
It's right, it's Schnee.
Schnee.
Oh no. No, kaput. Okay, this is very funny, but also very, very enlightening, I have to say. I was expecting a lot of things I wasn't expecting, because it's funny. Like, the guy was like, the economy's bad. Well, it's getting harder. It's like, yeah, but I think the economy, and again, I said at the beginning, like, I think worldwide, like, it's a problem. Like, prices are rising up, like people cannot, like the job market, like it's not very good. People are earning less and less, and you know, the cost of living is on the rise. But that's not a Germany thing. I think that's just like worldwide thing, and it's been like that for a few years now. So it's like, okay, well, that's not a thing, a particular thing about Germany. It's just like how it is in a lot of places. But I love the fact that it's like the government. Because yeah, it's government. Like they basically, he didn't like how I understood it is that they give you sort of like, I don't think it was a grant. I think it's more, but not a scholarship, because he has to pay it back. So maybe a sort of like a subsidized help, maybe, you know, financial help. And I love that he was like, yes, they really do push you. Like I think I see it more as an investment. Like they're investing in you. Like it's an investment. We're giving you money right now for you to be able to study. And then, you know, you're going to have to pay us back because it's an investment, but it's gonna work out for both of us in the long term, because it's going to work out for you because you're obviously going to be able to, you know, to study something, and then you'll be able to probably earn more because you're going to have more skills, and you'll be able to charge more for, you know, whatever it is that you're doing. And for us, you know, the government, like, yes, it's an investment. We're subsidizing like your studies, but then you're going to pay us back. And it's good because you're not only going to pay us back, but it's like you're going to stay there, and you're maybe going to, you know, you're going to find some work here, some type of job, or maybe you're going to open your own business. But either way, like you're still going to move the economy, you know, in Germany. So it's like, it's good for us, you know, if I'm the government, I'm thinking like, that's great. Of course I want to help people out, because I know that my investment is going to pay off, because either it's a long-term investment. Obviously that's not going to happen in like a year. No, it's probably going to be long-term. It's going to be like maybe 5-10 years. But again, it's going to be good because this guy that I basically like paid for his education, he paid me back, but he also was able to open a business. And then of course, like it's a thriving business and people are going to be there. So it's like, it's good. And that's going to create more jobs and it's going to move the economy. So it's like everybody wins. It's a win-win. Love that. I didn't know, like I don't really know how it works. And I don't know if he like has to pay it back like right away, like at the minute he graduates, or he has to maybe, you know, it's like a yearly thing. I have no idea. But he's like, you know, it's comfortable. Like I'm not they'll like the whole thing is structured in a way that is not gonna make you go into like these huge financial debts, as usually is the case in the USA, that people really do get in a lot of debt if they need to like study something, you know, if they want to go to college. Usually people do obviously get into a lot of debts because they have to take out loans. So it's like, I like the fact that it's the government helps you along. So that's great. And that's, I think, that the main part of this video. I love that. That was my favorite part. But also, I think it's so sad. Like the girl that was, I don't think she mentioned like where, because I'm guessing because she was like, I don't look German, as in like your typical German person. But it's like, she's German. She, you know, she lives there. She was born there. And, you know, she's like, of course I'm German. Like I grew up my whole life here. So what am I going to do? But if obviously it's because she doesn't look like what people think of like when they think of Germans, because I think she probably has some Asian heritage. And I'm guessing like probably her parents are immigrants, or maybe her grandparents, I don't know. But it's like, it's so sad because she's like, people, you know, some people are open-minded. They understand how, you know, it works. Is to 21st century, like people can be from all over the world. People live very different lifestyles, and not necessarily people fit in your mold of how a person from a specific country looks like. I think it's, you know, it's a modern thing that it's like, well, yes, again, it's been happening for the past, I don't know, like 30, 40 years. That is not just a stereotype of like, oh, this people, like, I don't know, Asian people have to look like this, and European people have to look this, French people have to look like this, and German people have to look like that. No, it's not really like that. And she's like, well, yes, some people understand that, but not all of them. So it's like, it's so sad. It's like they're prejudiced against, you know, this person who's already like, she's German. She's like, I live here. I've lived here my whole life. I'm German. But, you know, because I look like, people tend to be like, oh, so you're not really German. And she's like, what else am I going to be? Like, I've been living here my whole life and I was born here. So that makes me so sad, because she did say that that's obviously, that's a problem. That's like the hardest part. And it's like, again, makes me so sad because it's heartbreaking. She's like, she's super German, you know, she lives there. And that's heartbreaking to me. But also, I think it's funny that the guy that was, I think it was the American guy, and he was just like making fun of the whole thing. Like, oh yeah, what a terrible thing. Like, everyone scans their items faster than you. So it's like, oh, this is like the hardest part for me. It's funny because obviously it was funny, but it's actually like, okay, so that's like a first world problem. Like, the worst part about living here is like, oh my God, like everyone's judging me when I'm scanning my items. It's like, no, come on. You're gonna tell me a real problem, but it tells me like what a great life you lead. And apparently people in Germany are, you know, they lead incredible lives, because if that's your number one complaint, and that's like the most awful thing about living in here is like, okay, that tells me that your life, like you're like here, like your standard of living is like so high, that's like your number one complaint. It's like, it's funny to me. But yeah, I always say, but I like the other, also like it goes with the woman that I was mentioning, like for the person of Asian descent, that the other guy, the German guy, was like, I like also that it's all very like culturally, like I think he was like in the past few years, like I think they were in Munich, but he, I think, spoke like mainly of like the big cities in Germany. It's like, it's all very multicultural, because a lot of people from very different countries are coming to live here. And obviously I think it's good, like that's always good. Like the immigrants coming in, I think really do enrich a culture. And they transform a culture if you give it enough time and enough years, and they create a different culture. It's a mix between like several things, and it's very rich, I think. And especially like if you know, that contact with people, you know, just, you know, the inhabitants, and you just like, you're constantly meeting people from around other places and other countries and other cities. I think it can be very, very enriching, and it's very rich, and it can only make you better as a person. And I like that. He was like, that's probably my favorite part. It's like, yes, you know, I agree. That's great. But yeah, it's funny. Also, I have to say the other guys, I think they were Mexicans. And it's so funny that they were like, oh no, like everything's very structured. Also, I think the French girl also said it, like, it's good because everything's very structured. And she was like, I like it because everything it's like very like, you know, it's at 10 p.m., then it's at 10 p.m. But the guys were like, well, yeah, but we don't like it because it's like, no, parties are, you know, they don't like the noise, and yeah, after a certain hour of the day, like, it's like you need to, like, the party has to end. So he's like, obviously they're not used to it. So he's like, no, it sucks. And it's like, how many times has this happened to you? Because I understand, like, the first time, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that, you know, there was like a curfew. I would apologize to my neighbors. But then they were like, well, yeah, it happened like 3 or 4 times until like the neighbor threatened to sue us. He's like, okay, how often are you guys having parties and how loud is it? And we're guessing a lot because I think there were students and they were like, oh, we're having like a summer party, just like 80 people. He's like, come on, 80 people, like that sounds like a huge, like a rave. It's not just like, oh, a couple of friends coming over. It's like, no, it isn't. It's like this huge party, and they were like, oh, you know, it's just a summer party. You know, the usual, like 80 people. It's like, come on. No wonder the neighbor was like, I'm gonna sue you guys. And they were like, and he's a lawyer also. But they were like, I don't think he just threatened to sue us. I don't think that he's really actually like suing us. So that was very funny. But also I think the weather, I think I have to say, like, it was obviously winter, and yeah, everyone looked very cold, which, you know, it's sad obviously, like, oh, they're cold. But everything looked so pretty. It looked like straight out of a painting, especially like when he was in the end, in this like beautiful park, and this no, like there was snow in the trees, everything was white. It's like, oh my god, it looks so pretty. Obviously, like, it's cold, and some of the people here did complain, like, yeah, if you come from a sunny place, like, of course you're gonna have a hard time with this weather if you're not used to like such heavy snow and such heavy like very harsh winters. But it's like, yeah, but it's so pretty. I love it. It's like, it's so nice. And obviously the language, I think I have to obviously mention, like, I didn't really thought of that, but yeah, of course a lot of people are like, the hardest part is language actually, because it's not just like the cultural differences and, you know, it's a different society. It's the language. It's a very hard language to learn. It's like, yeah, I agree, especially because, you know, depending on your background and what your background is and what sort of like what's your native language or what other languages do you speak, it's like, yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be very hard to actually like learn the language and enough German to actually like live a functional life there and maybe study and work. Like, yes, of course that's gonna be a challenge. And even the other guy, he was like, I've been here for 2 years and I don't think I can carry on a conversation with a German person. It's like, yeah, you know, totally relatable. It's a very hard language to learn. So it's like, yeah, it's funny that I hadn't thought of that, but it's like, of course that could be like the number one thing for a lot of people. It's like, the language is very hard. But also I'm like, okay, so you can also like live here in Germany without actually learning the German language. I think that's a really foreign concept to me, because it's like, I can understand if you don't really know it like 100%, because that's gonna come when you actually live your life there, and of course you're gonna get used to it, and that comes with experience. But if you've been here for a couple of years, or even if you're just moving to actually study or work, it's like I would think you have to know enough German to sort of like defend yourself and actually like attend lectures, or maybe, you know, depending on what your type of job is, to actually like carry, you know, your functions. So it's really like, there were some of them were like, no, it's really hard. It's like, okay, so how are you moving to a country where you don't really know the language enough? Like, that's really weird to me. But I think maybe it just depends, because I think maybe if you're studying like, I don't know, engineering, well, maybe not engineering, maybe like mathematics, something that doesn't really have a lot of like words, maybe it's easier to just understand. It's like, no, it doesn't hinder the process. Like, I'm still learning. It's like, or physics. It's like, no, it doesn't really matter if I don't really know German. But yeah, that was like a fun tidbit that I was like, you know what? It's actually kind of weird if I think about it, that you're actually living here and you don't really know the language enough, because it's like, so how are you moving around? And well, what do you do? Like, do you study? Do you work? Like, how do you move around in your life here? Or maybe everyone speaks English and it's like, no, my job is in English and everything happens in English, so it's fine. Maybe that's like that. But I think I would have loved to know like what their deal was, because it's like, it makes me super curious. But yeah, this was a great video, and that was it for today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.